Hi there, it's Craig here. Just enjoying a nice glass of homemade white wine. Delicious stuff. You know, some of you might want to actually get into home brewing, but don't have the courage or wherewithal to do that. So I've got a little bit of a fun thing for you to try here, and this is, you know, it could be fun, or it could just be a cheap man's way of making some alcohol, whatever way you want to look at it. This is called Inmate Brewing. That's because it originated in jails where they used to gather certain ingredients from the cafeteria and actually ferment them and make their own alcohol so they could get drunk in their jail cells, I guess. And God knows how they did that, but nonetheless, this is called Inmate Brewing. Basically what you're doing is you're taking a jug of regular fruit juice and you're turning it into wine, very simply. Now, the advantage of doing it this way is that you don't have to sanitize anything, okay? Because this is already sanitized inside here. And all you're really going to do is, is take off the top, take some of the juice out of here, and add some stuff to it so that it will turn into wine. Now, it's not going to be table wine like this, of course, and clear and everything like that, but certainly if you're in a pinch and you need, you know, you want to have a little drink, this is a great way to do it. And it tastes pretty darn good, too. And maybe later on you can get into this stuff. Okay, here's what you're going to need. Now, you need a jug of some sort of fruit juice. Now, I'm using a 3.8 liter jug of cranberry cocktail, which basically consists of some sugars, some cranberry juice, and some grape juice. And there's no preservatives in here. That's important. Make sure you don't have any weird preservatives or anything like that in here, because that'll just destroy everything and it won't work. I think Welch's grape juice works really well with this. So if you want to try this, go out and get some of that and give it a go. But I found this cranberry cocktail, this no-name stuff here, quite successful as well. So if you can find that, I don't know if you have it in the States, but that's what I've got. And I bought the biggest one I could find, because what the heck, you may as well make as much as you can. Okay, so you have that. You need 2 cups of sugar. I use corn sugar, but you can use regular table sugar as well. I just have corn sugar because I use it when I make my beer, so it dissolves quicker, and I think it works a little bit better, but if you don't have that, just regular sugar will do. So you got your juice, your 2 cups of sugar, regular bread yeast, regular baking yeast, that's all you need. You can get the brewing yeast if you want to, but I'm trying to do this so that you can get everything you need from the supermarket. I don't want you to have to go to any specialty shops. I want you to be able to do this just for everything from buying everything from the store, okay? So this is regular baker's yeast. This happens to be Fleshman's, but whatever. Okay, so yeast, juice, sugar, and kind of the magic ingredient that I found that helps this to work a lot better is some, well, we'll leave that for a second, some raisins, okay, just regular, any kind of raisins, and or dates. Okay, you can use either one. I like the raisins because they're easy to find, but I also got dates because I don't know, I figured I didn't get very many dates when I was younger, so I'm making up for it here. But if you don't have the dates, just use the raisins. And what I did was I grabbed a good handful of raisins and I put them in a small pot full of about 1/2 inch of water, maybe a little more, and I boiled them. I boiled them for about 10 or 15 minutes, not a hard boil, but just a simmer, and then I sort of mashed them up with a fork. So that what I ended up with was this sort of a liquid sludge. Okay, actually smells kind of neat actually, but it's a liquid. It's the juice out of the raisins and the dates. Now what this does, I hope I can get it out of there. What this does is that it adds a nutrient to the brew. What I found was that just adding the yeast to this and the sugar, the yeast didn't have enough nutrients to keep on going, to keep on doing what it does, which what it does is it eats the sugars and creates carbon dioxide and alcohol. Okay? And I was finding that just using these two things and the yeast, I've had failed batches. So I found out from a good friend of mine that adding this nutrient from the real fruit will actually help the yeast and will produce guaranteed results. And I actually have a batch going on upstairs right now of the same exact thing, and it's going like crazy. Okay, so good advice there. Okay, so those are the ingredients: the juice, the sugar, the yeast, and some raisins and dates, or just raisins. You are going to need an airlock. Now, I have an actual brewer's airlock here, but if you don't have an airlock, there's other things you can use, and I'll talk about that later on. An airlock basically is so that the carbon dioxide that's created here can escape, but no air can get in to contaminate this. That's what you want. So it's like a one-way valve.